Hello guys! Oh, I'm a bit croaky this morning. Sorry about that. Alright, Shmika, Pelican. Hello, Miss Maddie. Oh, big stretch. Big stretch, Miss Maddie. Hi. How you doing? Hello, my love. Oh, she's not awake. She's so bleary-eyed. Eyes like pup-holes in the snow is what my mama would say, isn't it? Oh, sweetie. Very good. Good girl. Belly rubs for Maddie. Oh, yeah, belly rubs. Okay. As you can probably tell from the title, the mystery unboxing is a frankly freaking huge box of paints. For those who don't know, I am a DecoArt helping artist. What that means is that when they bring out new products, they send them to me and I use them for demos and workshops and other stuff. Sorry about the autofocus, it will stop in a minute. Hey Jane. I don't know if that's sponsorship. I don't get paid to work for them or anything like that. They just send me products and I get to try them out and demo them and use them with my students. And if I think they're any good, I will recommend them. Anybody who's seen my mixed media acrylic paintings or my journal work or anything like that will know that I absolutely swear by Americana. There are other brands that I enjoy. I really like the Paper Artsy chalk fresco ones, but the Americanas are cheap, cheerful, good quality, good colours. My only thing with them is that I can't seem to find a red that is opaque. But they are craft paints, so that's not really surprising. However, unlike most craft paints and the Paper Artsy ones, this is why I like the Paper Artsy ones as well, the Americanas you only need one coat for full coverage. So the opaque ones, one coat, whatever's underneath is gone, and that includes the white. So you can use the white like gesso. Anybody who's watched any of my streams will know that this is my favourite colour ever. Prussian blue. Prussian blue is made with toxic materials. So craft paint is usually a chemical version of stuff. That will come in later. So it's synthetic basically, the colours are synthetic. They're not high quality, they're not high grade, they're just cheap and easy and they work. So this is my Prussian blue Americana. Oh, that is my colour. Oh man, if I could paint the world that colour. I'd still wear black, but I love that colour. It's not spreading very well on this paper obviously because I've just got cheap. This is just a roll of baker paper, so obviously it's not spreading well, but let's get a... There you go, you can see the blue much better if it's thinned out. So that is my favourite colour. They have sent me a replacement. I said to them, I love this colour, can I have some more please? I use it in everything. Everything. I don't think I've ever painted anything that didn't have this colour. Apparently they don't do big pots in this colour. Now, the reason that's relevant is because in the box is the entire range, bar two that were out of stock, of the new Americana Premium Acrylics. Now, same range, same company, but the Premium Acrylics are student grade. They're not artist grade, they're not the equivalent of Liquitex Professional or anything like that. They are the equivalent of Liquitex Basics, the De La Rowney Graduate Series. You know, anything that's listed as student quality, which basically means it's perfectly okay, but it's not made with the highest quality materials. It's got more binder than pigment usually, and anything that involves expensive ingredients or anything like that will be called a hue. So that's how you know you've got a, unless it's cadmium, because cadmium is poisonous, obviously. They don't allow heavy metals in paint anymore. But if you have hue in anything that's not cadmium, then you know you've got student grade qualities. So Prussian blue hue is a good indicator that this is student grade. Hey Alan. So this is basically a step up. Well, it's 2 steps up really, because they've missed out the what we call junior acrylics. So between craft paint and junior acrylics, you have junior acrylics, then you have student grade acrylics. However, these act like junior grade, so they are actually high school quality. Let's put it that way. They're high school quality. These are college quality, art school quality, first year. And then once you start moving up and doing professional stuff, obviously your artist grades are built for longevity and being hung on walls and being able to be restored at some point and all that kind of stuff. Student grade is just good quality, but it's cheap, so students can go through a lot of it. Okay, this is the student grade version of this, so it should be the same colour. And I want to see what the... Oh no, don't tell me I'm going to have to take the things off every single one of these. This is going to drive me insane. Okay. I mean, it's good. It's a good sign. It means they've put the quality in there, but I could have done without that, honestly. However, it does mean that instead of messing about with brushes, I can just use this. So let's try. I love that colour. It's looking at it should look brighter and clearer. Oh, I can't pick that up. Okay. It should always look brighter and clearer than the craft paint because it's better quality paint, less binder to the pigment ratio. So let's see how it compares. Oh, look how bright it is. Ooh. Ooh, that is nice. That is nice. As a Prussian blue student quality colour, that is very, very nice. I still prefer this one personally because it's darker. However, that's a really nice colour. Let's do some more blues. 100 of these. It's going to take forever, and I'll drop them all on the floor. So we've got Phthalo Turquoise, another Prussian blue. They sent me 2 Prussian blues. Yes, score. We've got a Cobalt, Oat Cyan, Phthalo Blue, Cobalt Blue, there we go. Okay, we're going to have a craft lunch. We are going to have a craft lunch. So, as far as I know, they've sent me the whole range except 2 colours which were out of stock. One of which is the yellow oxide. Which is a shame because yellow oxide is a good one to test. 1 second, I've dropped these on the floor. Let's put that out so it doesn't... It'll spill out onto the desk then. Okay. I'm impressed with the amount of colours in this range. There's nowhere near, as far as I can tell, the amount of colours as there are in the Americana craft acrylics. However, and this is the key, this is why I was interested in trying these. Unlike craft acrylics, these are mixable. Ooh. It's going to drive me insane to have to undo all of these. But the one criticism I have of Americana paints, DecoArt paints in general, is they don't tell you if the colours are opaque, transparent, semi-opaque, semi-transparent, or what. So this is, ooh, look at that cyan. That's kind of cerulean blue. Cyan, cerulean are kind of interchangeable. They're very, it spreads nicely. Even on this paper it's spread. Can you see how much better it spreads than the craft acrylic? The craft acrylic was sucked up into the paper. This is spreading across the paper really nicely. So that's a good indicator that these are less binder. I mean, of course they are, they're student grade, but that shows you that they're less binder. If this was a professional paint, like my Winsor & Newton oils that I was using yesterday, I could use that much and do an entire area with it. You know, that artist grade paints go on forever. Which is why they're more expensive. Well, it's not entirely why they're more expensive, but you tend to get tiny little pots that cost a huge amount instead of really big pots that you can go through at a rate of knots. And part of that reason is that the... oh, that one's open. Okay. Oh, the things come off in the top. So this is phthalo turquoise. Yeah, part of the reason is that yeah, I've lost the end of that sentence, I'm sorry. Piece it together from what I said. Those colours are very similar, but this is much, much darker. They don't look similar in the paint. So I can say that the colour that it looks in the bottle, it's a clear bottle. The colour that the paint looks in the bottle is not necessarily representative of how it will look on paper. Bear in mind that this is cheap-ass baker's newspaper type stuff. The stuff you get fish and chips wrapped in. It is not quality paper. I will do a swatch on quality paper. Did I use the same colour twice? Oh! Well spotted, Dawn. Thank you. That would explain why they're the same colour. So it should be this one I used. So is that... oh, okay. That is phthalo turquoise then. Thank you, Dawn. Okay, belay that. Belay that. Belay that. There we go. That explains why it was already open. That should have been a clue, shouldn't it? This looks like an opaque colour. And it is bright. Now that's more like it. However, I can still say that the colours on the bottle are not necessarily representative of what you get when you put it on paper, because look at that, you can see it's, well, you can't see actually because on camera it looks identical, but it looks much more cornflower blue in real life, and on here it looks much brighter, but on camera they look the same. This is the colour problem with doing colour swatches on camera. Okay, next up we have phthalo blue, a standard colour. And in a minute I will do... oh, that's what I was saying. Yeah, the one thing that bugs me about DecoArt's paints in general is they never put whether the paints are opaque or translucent or semi-opaque, which is really useful when you're painting. Oh, phthalo blue. That's I would have called that ultramarine, but we'll go with phthalo blue. We'll go with phthalo blue. Oh, it's pretty. It's pretty. At the moment, I am literally just colour testing. I've not really commented on the how the paints work or anything like that, because again, cheap ass paper. You really can't compare paints on cheap ass paper, or you can't compare. I can't say, well, compared to a Liquitex Basics or a Liquitex Professional, this paints like this, because it's cheap ass paper. All I can do is say that a craft acrylic, as you saw, sunk in and had to be watered down, whereas these are playing out on their own. And no, I'm not washing my brush. I'm using dry brush because the colours are mixable, so the worst that can happen is it very slightly darkens the shade that I'm making. I am loving these blues, they're so clear and bright. I wish you could see them in real life. Obviously, look, they look completely different on camera, but in real life they are gorgeous. And you know me, I'm a blue girl. I love my blues. Okay, I can't see any more blues. That doesn't mean there aren't any more. But I can see lots of greys. So let's, because I've got a grey here as well. Have I got a grey? Or did I put it back? Oh. At some point, I'm going to have to just grab stuff and throw it on the floor because I do not have enough room. Payne's grey. Oh, there's one of the warm greys that I threw back in. There we go. There's a lot of greys. I like that. I use greys. I use a lot of grey and silver, so it's really nice to have lots of different shades. And I like the fact that there's some warm greys, because that indicates that there's going to be some cool greys, and it's always handy to have warm and cool. I think that's all of them. Okay. So dark to light, Payne's grey is going to be the darkest. I've got 2 of those. Maybe that's why I've got so many. I've got some duplicates. Oh, there's another duplicate. And there's another duplicate. But that's okay, because I'm doing a giveaway anyway, so. Okay. Let's swap out from blue to silver. That's a good range of blues, by the way. That is, as far as I recollect from the shipping note, all the blues. 7. I think there's one more. There's like a light blue somewhere, like a really light calypso blue kind of colour. There should be one of this kind of colour. Oh, that is calypso blue. There should be one of that kind of colour. But I haven't seen that one yet, so never mind. Payne's grey, another of my favourite colours. I use this a lot. This is why Liquitex Muted Grey is one of my favourite colours. Now, the Muted Grey is a lavender grey. This is probably a blue grey. Yes, it is. Dried my brush off a little bit too much. I tend to use this for darkening colours and for creating black areas before I use black, because it's not as flat. So it gives you a better value range before you go in with heavy black, which will flatten everything out and make everything very cool toned. It gives you a cool area, a cool dark area to play everything else off against. So that's Payne's grey. Dark grey value 3. I don't know if that means that there is a value 1 and a value 2. Oh, we've got a different top on this one. Oh, it's the same range. I don't know how the hell I'm going to store these things. What a nightmare. Craft acrylic is so easy to store. I think that's why it's so... Part of the reason it's so popular is because it's easy to store. Mine are all nice and neatly laid out in my little box here. I only need a shopping cart for these. That's a nice colour. That's very silvery. I like that. Another warm grey, but this is just warm grey, not warm grey 3. Okay, there's no paint on that one. Probably needs mixing up. They do seem to flow quite nicely. Kind of a mousse-like texture. You like chocolate mousse? Hey Cody. Hey Risha. Happy to help. Thanks Dawn. Okay, let's try this silver because I do use the silver one in the Americanas a lot. The greys do look nice. Again, they're harmonious colours and you're supposed to be able to mix them together. They are mixable. So the fact that they look good next to each other, like sometimes some of the craft paints can look like seriously garish next to each other and you cannot mix them together. They look just, they don't mix. Oh, I can't get that one off. Hang on, the thingy came off this one and I can't get a grab a hold of it. Let me just pierce it for now and then I'll... Oh, maybe I can lift it up with the scissors. Music today, again, is provided by Hero Board, who do royalty-free and copyright music for streamers. Thank you guys. Okay, there we go. So this is silver. Let's see. It's translucent. Good, that means you can put it over other colours. It looks pretty shiny. Let's put it over one of the blues. This should be dry by now. See what it looks like over. Ooh, shimmery glaze. Because this is translucent, it can give a shimmery glaze, or obviously it's going to be a silver shimmery glaze. It can make your other colours metallic. That should be pretty cool. Hopefully there's a gold in here that we can try as well. Hi there. Oh, I know your username. Why can't I remember your actual name? Ashley, is it? Keep dropping things on the floor. This is a huge indicator that I need to tidy up my workspace. Gosh darn it. Okay, let's do, it is Ashley. Okay, I don't know why I couldn't. Oh, there's ultramarine, so that's another blue. I thought that was purple. Remember, I'm slightly colourblind, so I'm not good with some colours. I struggle with greeny yellows and yellowy greens and bluey purples and things like that. Look at that colour. Thicket, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was. I know Ashley. I know Thicket is Ashley. I just couldn't remember who One Creative Serving was. That's your Instagram, right? If I remember correctly. I never thought a paint unboxing could be this interesting. Oh, it's because I can't shut up. I have to give information as it comes to my head. Ooh, and did you know? Ooh, and did you know? I'm the trivia queen. Anytime, and it's not very often, I have to say. Anytime. Ooh, that's nice. Look at that colour. Ooh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Again. Oh, that's not the right bottle. It looks bright purple. On camera, it looks exactly the same colour, look. exactly the same colour. But in real life, this looks very purple. In fact, it does look purple. An ultramarine is not purpley. It's usually very true blue. But on here, it's like primary blue kind of colour. I'm trying to think of things that are these colours, and it's really hard. This one I would call peacock blue. It looks like a peacock colour. If I had to paint a peacock, that's the colour I would use. Americana from DecoArt, really? They're an American company. Oh, I meant to tell you that. They are an American company from Stamford, Kentucky, and their paints are made in the USA. If you are in America, you should be able to get them pretty much anywhere, because Michaels sells these. So, but you can also go online, and also DecoArt has their own store in the US online, so you can buy them direct from DecoArt as well. In the UK, I have listed 2 down there shops that I have used before for other things that I found that have these in stock. They have the full range. One of them is Country View Crafts, which is where I get mine, and the other one is B-Bar. Both of them, for those of you who are on UK Scrappers, both of them are sponsors in UK Scrappers. So you know that they are reliable. They have high ratings from customers if they're on UK Scrappers, because as soon as they start dropping the ratings, they're not allowed to be sponsors anymore. Okay, this is dioxazine purple. This is where Rachel will be perking up, getting ready to type. Oh, I love that colour! I think this is the only purple I have. So I'm going to put this over here by the greys. This is basically royal purple. Winsor & Newton have a Cotman colour called something or other purple. I don't think it's called dioxazine, but it's this colour. It's exactly this colour. So the bright purple in the Winsor & Newton paints in the watercolours, this is the same colour. There's not much paint on it, so it's not spreading very well. They water down nicely, they spread nicely, look. Even on this crappy paper, you can see the demarcation where the craft acrylic didn't spread, and this one has, even on newspaper, so pretty good quality as far as I can tell. Obviously I won't know that until I've really used them. I would say the quality is reasonably good so far. I can't compare them to something like De La Rowney or something until I've actually used them and painted with them a couple of times. But that is a gorgeous colour. In fact, it's much brighter. It's a bit pinker. On camera, it's not quite that colour. It's hard to do colour swatches on camera, you know this. Oh look, another blue. Oh, this is cerulean blue. Okay. I think what I'm going to have to do in a minute is do a little bit of damage control before we have a craft lunch. This is a lot of blues. I hope there's a lot of reds to balance this out. Ooh. Oh, I cleaned that off. There we go. Yeah, see, that's very similar to that cyan blue. Very similar. Again, there's not a lot of paint on that one. Let me grab a little bit more. This seems to be semi-opaque, whereas that one's opaque. So they're very, very similar colours, but that one's an opaque one and this one is either semi-translucent or semi-opaque. For those who are not familiar with semi-translucent, semi-opaque, okay, there's opaque, which means it covers everything. There is translucent, which means it goes over everything. So Prussian blue generally tends to be opaque, The silver here is translucent because when you put it over another colour, you can clearly see the other colour through it, okay? In between, you have semi-opaque and semi-translucent. So semi-opaque is thicker than semi-translucent, okay? It's just 4 grades of the same thing instead of 3. There's a lot of misconception that semi-opaque and semi-translucent are the same thing, but they're not. In occasional ranges you will find that what they call semi-opaque and semi-translucent are actually the same thing. But in general, semi-opaque is more for, like if you painted over a light colour with a dark colour, if you painted a light semi-opaque over a dark colour, you'd still be able to see that there was a dark colour underneath, but you wouldn't necessarily be able to see what the colour was. If you use a semi-transparent, you would clearly be able to see there was a darker blue or a darker red underneath, but you wouldn't be able to necessarily see the exact colour. If it's translucent, you can put it over another colour and you will clearly see, oh, that's still Prussian blue. Opaque covers everything. Brown. We're on to a brown. Okay, let's do browns and yellows. I can see lots of browns and yellows from here, so let's switch to brown and yellow. Start a line for brown and yellow. So this is burnt umber, which is one of your neutral tints. Earth tones. Ooh, that's lovely and rich. Paint on my brush for these. Some of these are upside down from the blues. Let's just put a blob of it out, shall we, and get on with it. That's a very nice, rich chocolate brown. That is milk chocolate brown. Ooh! Sorry guys, got dropsy today. And of course it has to be the darkest colour I can find, other than black, that goes absolutely freaking everywhere. Sorry guys. I haven't checked if these are non-toxic. The Americana craft paints are non-toxic, which is why quite often when I'm journaling and I've smooshed out a colour with my finger, I would just lick my finger and wipe it off on the thing because I'm lazy. You shouldn't do that. Don't do that. Don't do what I do. For further information, visit DecoArt. They are ACMI approved. Yeah, it doesn't actually say if they're non-toxic, so I will have to check that. I may have to change the way I work on things. Let's grab some more of these yellowy browns. Maddie's having a funny 5 minutes. Looks like the same colour. There's a sienna. Gold. Ooh, Quin gold. Quin gold hue. Ooh, that should be nice. Play with that one in a minute. Let's not get sidetracked. There's another dioxazine purple. So that's another duplicate. It's nice of them to send me so many duplicates. Giveaway, students, giveaway. Raw umber. There's another neutral tint. Another blue. Oh, it's cobalt blue. That's a duplicate. Okay. Ah, there we go. To cobalt teal. I knew there was another blue somewhere. Okay, give me 1 second. I think what we've got left is all reds and greens and yellows. I'm going to dump them out on the desk so that I can use the box and clear my desk. We're about halfway through, okay? so bear with me. I'm not seeing a lot of greens. I'm not seeing a lot of reds either. I was missing one of my delivery notes though, so it might be that a couple of the reds were out of stock. It is Christmas after all. It's entirely possible that reds and greens are out of stock. I've got to get in touch with them and find out which ones they didn't send me, in case I'm waiting for some more. Okay, let's dump all these in the box. So the blues and greys take up about half of the box. I hope they're not half of the colour range, because there really isn't. I'm not seeing like a super bright, what I would call scarlet red. So I'm hoping that that means it's out of stock. Okay. Put these very roughly light to dark. That is a duplicate. Transparent yellow oxide. Okay. It's like Christmas, isn't it? It's just like Christmas. Ooh, that one's been squished. Ooh, that's a nice rich colour too. That's coffee colour. That's the colour of coffee grounds. That's the raw umber. In fact, those two actually look very true on camera, and the greys are coming up true on camera now. So is the purple. So it probably needed to dry out. Yeah, the blues are still not quite coming up on camera true to colour, but the browns and greys are. It's probably because they're neutrals. They don't knock the white balance of the camera off. My kitty's finding the video very interesting now that I have it on TV. Oh, excellent. These don't feel like they spread quite as well. They feel thicker. They feel more... Those felt like light fluffy mousse. These feel a little bit more like gel. Like a gel. Like a custard blancmange rather than a mousse. You know, light and fluffy, bit thick and stodgy. But they are the natural pigments, so I suppose that might be why. Quite often the natural or neutral tints do actually feel a bit different when you're painting with them. Transparent yellow oxide. This is because standard yellow oxide, like most oxides, is opaque. So this is the translucent one. Yeah, we're going to need some more paint there. That's a pretty colour. Ooh. Basically yellow ochre. Ooh, that is a pretty colour. Oh, I like that. That's almost golden. That is a very pretty colour, and it's showing up very true to colour on screen as well. As you can see, it's not the same as in the pot. And then we've got so this is yellow oxide and this is transparent yellow oxide. And you can see that the transparent yellow oxide looks very golden in the tube. So this is yellow oxide, which should be fully opaque. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, thick. Thick, thick. Thick, thick and stodgy and, ooh, proper paint. It's almost like heavy body, actually. That's heavy. That's nice. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. I mean, I like the viscosity of these, but that feels very painty. So you can see that those are exactly the same colour, it's just that that one's opaque and that one's not. That one's translucent, so you can see the white through it. Okay. We are severely lacking in reds and greens. I hope that means... Look, we've got another cobalt turquoise hue. Did we do that one already? Dawn? Oh, it's... The paper is just cheap newspaper. Like you wrap fish and chips in. It's just a big roll of cheap paper. It's what I use when I'm doing messy stuff and I spread it out on my desk to catch the debris. Did we do cobalt teal? Cobalt turquoise? I don't think we did. Because this is quite greeny looking. No, we didn't. Oh, I've got to move my... And a partridge in a pear tree. These are 75ml pots, 2.5 fluid ounces, so they're, although they don't seem very big, they're actually a little bit bigger than the acrylic crafters paints. The crafters paints are 2 fluid ounces. I don't know what that is in mils. 59ml or 2 fluid ounces. These are 2.5 or 75ml. Oops. Oh yeah, we definitely haven't swatched that one yet. That's a pretty colour, I like that. I'm not usually a big teal person, but that is quite a pretty colour. That's a lot of blues. Guys, what were you thinking? I've only got 2 greens here. I hope they're out of stock. I mean, with all those blues and mixable paints, of course you can make mixable greens, but Phthalo green yellow. So since we've only got 2 greens, I'll shift that up a bit and I'll put my 2 greens on the end there. Oh, this is nice. This is a very pine tree green. It's not evergreen, but it's pine tree green. Look at that. Oof, that's green. Well, it looks green to me anyway. It's like Kermit the Frog green. That can't possibly be the only 2 greens I've got, because this is green gold. Why isn't there any like emerald green or anything like that? I'm hoping, let's hope it's because they're out of stock for Christmas. All the reds and greens are out of stock. This is a nice colour, I like this. Actually, this is more Kermit the Frog, I suppose. Notice how I compare things to Muppets, because then, you know, everybody knows what the Muppets look like. If you say it's like Cookie Monster blue, everybody knows what colour that is, right? Ew! That reminds me of one of those golden paints. What is that yellow-green oxide type colour that everybody raves about in the golden colours? That reminds me of that. Oh, that's a nice colour. I like it. Oh yeah. Boom, in your face green. So I've got some yellows, so let's... Oh! I found another green, I found another green. Sap green. This is like holly and ivy green. Whoops. So I'm going to put that up there. There you go, that's like painting flowers type green. Anyone know if sun-packed peanut butter is okay with a small amount for cats? I used to give my cats peanut butter. The dogs eat peanut butter. Google it, Rach. That's the best thing to do. A little taste is probably not going to be a problem though, because sun-packed peanut butter is like 98% peanuts. Okay, so we've got some yellows. We've got Hansa Yellow Light. Next door is cooking something that involves sage and onion stuffing, and it smells like Christmas. Okay, let's be clever and come down this way. Ooh, that's a nice yellow. It's a semi-transparent. Yellow, that's showing up true to colour on camera too. So are the greens, by the way. Those three greens are true to colour, and so is that yellow. It's almost neon. That's so pretty. What's that? Hansa Yellow Light. Oh, and we've got Hansa Yellow Medium. So let's try that as well, shall we? Oh, I've got some more. I dislike these things so much. There we go. This looks like it's going to be opaque. Yeah. So this is the Hansa Yellow Medium. That is sunshine. Oh, that is such a nice colour. I am very impressed with how vivid these colours are. The blues are absolutely gorgeous, and I'm happy that I've got so many blues because I mostly paint in blue. However, that's a very good point, Risha. Yeah, cats don't generally eat something that'll make them sick, unlike dogs. Dogs will eat anything. Dogs are just basically carnivorous hunters, but omnivores, whereas cats are carnivores. So they're very picky about what they'll eat. It's probably the bacon. The eggs are good for cats though, aren't they? Mine used to eat raw eggs. Primary yellow. Oof! I think in doggo language we can say heckin' yes. Look at that for a yellow. Wow! Okay. We've got a primary yellow And didn't we have a primary blue? So with a primary yellow and all those blues, we can mix a lot of greens. I'm a little disappointed that there isn't like a hooker's green or something. Maybe that was one of the ones that were out of stock, because that's like Christmas green, isn't it? Okay, and then we've got cadmium yellow hue. So this is your opaque yellow. Anything cadmium is always going to be opaque. And it's always going to be a hue because cadmium is extremely toxic. That's another one that's very stodgy, like that yellow ochre was. Probably, I'm noticing that the ones that are really opaque are very stodgy to use. So they're a different consistency. Whereas the transparent ones are very liquidy. No xylitol in Sunpat. Yeah. Okay. And we've got another one that's kind of yellowy orange. Diary Lied yellow. I've never heard of this. That's an interesting one. It looks kind of a golden yellow, or golden yellow orange, and it should, in theory, be somewhere between that primary yellow and the yellow oxide. Oh, it's sunflower yellow. Sunflowers. This is daffodil yellow. This is, you know, like the pale daffodils. You get the coloured daffodils and the pale daffodils. This is primrose yellow. This is sunflower yellow. This is like, boy howdy, hi. I'm almost orange. That's beautiful. I'm very, very impressed with the colours so far. Not so much with the colour range, but like I say, I've said it several times, I say it again, I haven't checked. I was missing a page of my delivery note, so it's possible that some of the colours didn't get to me. Okay, we've got a Quin Violet here, so I'm going to put that over here with that other purple, because that's the only other purple we've got. So that one is Royal Purple. This is, ooh, 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 this is pretty. This is Pinky Purple. Oh, that's nice. This is like the ultimate lipstick colour. This is the ultimate dark lipstick colour. If I could get this in a lipstick, I would never wear anything else. Look at that colour. Oh, that's beautiful. Very berry coloured. That's also showing up true to colour on camera. Actually, the blues are looking better now that they've dried. This is still not anywhere near as green as it actually is. This actually, if you've seen the colour, the actual colour in real life of the Leuchtturm turquoise teal notebook that Boho Berry uses, that's the colour it is. So that gives you an idea of how it's not showing up on camera properly. That purple is lovely. Can I have that in a lipstick, please? That's gorgeous. Okay. Raw Sienna. Here we go. Did we do Raw Sienna? Is that one? No, that's Yellow Oxide. So we haven't done Raw Sienna. We did Burnt Sienna. This is that last purple. I know, right? There's not been a colour I haven't liked yet. They're all so nice. Yeah, I'm in the same boat, and I'm usually very iffy about colours. I'm like, I don't know, I wouldn't use that one really. But No, I don't think there's a single colour here that I wouldn't use. Which is great, because that improves my colour range no end. Because there's an awful lot of the Americana craft paints that I don't like the colour of. Okay, this is baby poop brown. We all know what baby poop brown is. That's actually not showing up on true to colour, but it might need to dry. Banshee liked Balties. The purples, oh, that purple is beautiful. That's proper royal purple. And that is just, oh, that's the ultimate lipstick colour. I want a lipstick that colour. Somebody find me a lipstick that colour and tell me what it's called. Alright, we are into pinky reds and things now. Here's another metallic. This is copper. Ooh. Oh, this looks beautiful already, look. Oh, yes. Oh, it's almost... You know, I wouldn't call this copper, I'd call it rose gold. It's got a very pinky tone to it. I would not call that copper. I would call that rose gold. It looks much more orange on camera than it actually is. It's almost flesh toned on camera in real life. I would definitely call that rose gold more than copper, but it's gorgeous. Like, seriously beautiful. I am so impressed with the colours. And you know me, I wouldn't say that if I wasn't impressed. If you don't believe me, go back and watch my planetary guide review. We've got a Quin Gold here. Now I don't know if Quin Gold is metallic, but I'm going to put it there next to that one just to see. It's a very rich colour. It's not yellow gold. It's really, really rich. I don't think it's even metallic actually. No, it's not metallic. It's gold, but it's not metallic. Okay. As someone who likes to paint redheads, I think I'm going to go through a lot of that one. This is looking a lot more true to colour, so these ones need to dry. The neutral tints need to dry before they start being true to colour. The blues, no. A little bit lighter. Close. Yes. Yes. Nowhere near. It's a lot more bright turquoisey cyan colour. Yes. Very close. That's the same colour. That's the Prussian blue, which was very close to what I would expect Prussian blue to be. I still prefer the Americana craft acrylic Prussian blue because it's darker, but they're mixable colours, so I can probably mix a bit of Payne's grey with that to make it darker. That's gorgeous. It's not metallic gold, but it's beautiful. That is very shiny. Can you see how shiny it is? I don't know if I can get it. Let's see if I can get it up to the light. The silver and gold, copper. See, those are very, very shiny. That silver is gorgeous. The copper is subtler, it's more mica. We're almost at the end. We're almost at the end. Okay. Let's do the oranges on the end here. This is... They seem to have changed the packaging, because that's different packaging, isn't it? It is. It is different packaging. Okay. So I'm guessing one of these has one of those tops, and this one, or one of them, has the weird top. Let's have a look. Cadmium orange hue. So this is a opaque orange. Yeah, this has got the big... It's only taken me an entire box of paints to figure out that they're two different types of bottle. So they've obviously changed the bottles at some point. Oh my goodness me, that is opaque. That is really opaque. Well, it's cadmium, of course it is, but that is really opaque. And it's really fiery. It's almost neon. And it's going to look stunning next to that blue. Ooh, 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 ooh. Complementary colours. Look at that. I like. I may not like after I've finished working with them for a while. I may say, no, they're like weird to work with or whatever. But currently, I love the colour range. I'm disappointed there isn't a nice scarlet red. I hope it's just missing off the list. Oh, so this is vermilion hue. That's nice. That's orange. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Hang in. Hang in there. Okay, so that's a duplicate. That's a duplicate. Okay, we've got 5 more to go. 5 more to go. So let's go red first. So this is Pyrrole red, which should be kind of a true red. Oh, that's pretty. That's very pretty. See, now I've put the red down, all the blues have come in. These blues actually look like what they're supposed to look like now. Not that one, that still doesn't look quite right. But all the blues have shifted into focus now that the red's come in. So that's white balance for you. So we've got cadmium red hue. So this is our opaque red. I have an opaque red! Woohoo! Anybody who knows me will know how excited I am to finally have a opaque red. Oh, and it's a very true red too. It's fire engine red. Oh yes. Hi baby. Oh, are you excited too? I bet these look the same on camera. Yeah, they pretty much do. But this is fire engine red. This is rose red, and this is fire engine red. Oh baby, what are you crying for? What? What's the matter? Has he stolen your space? Did he nick your blankie? Has he nicked your blankie? Is that what's up with you? Oh my baby. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Mama's here. Mama's nearly finished. That's nice. It's still not... It's true red, but there's a gap in the reds here. Quin red. This is a much more pinky red. Slightly on the red side of Rose Madder. Like if a little girl said she wanted Barbie pink, that's the colour you'd give her. They all look the same here on camera, but they're not at all. That is definitely rose red. That is fire engine red, and that is, yeah, that's Barbie pink. That's that colour. Courtney would like that colour. Now we've got Quin Magenta, which should be a purpley pink. So I probably should have put the purples with these. Ooh, that's like pink. That's really pink. That's pink, like animal pink. Animal from the Muppets. You know his hair? That's the pink it is. My hair used to be that pink. Loving the colour swatching. Even the foil bits at the top of the page look pretty. Okay, well, last one. Last one, guys. Not the last thing to show you. Well, actually, no, it's not quite the last one. It's the last one of the premium acrylics. This is primary magenta, so this is basically Rose Madder, which, along with Prussian blue, is one of my favourite colours. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Pink Panther pink. Oh yeah. Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh yes. These two are showing up really well. These are not. That's quite showing up quite well, but it's pinker. These are not showing up well at all. But reds and blues don't show up well on camera. I'm surprised the purple came out on camera, to be honest. That is that is beautiful. That's really, really nice. Okay, that's all the premium acrylic colours. I've got another one that's a new DecoArt Americana, which is the royal purple. It's similar to that dioxazine purple, and I didn't have a royal purple, so I put one of those on the list because I've never had a really royal purple in the craft acrylics. So obviously these are going to be not as good quality because they're craft acrylics, but the colours should be really pretty because it's proper purple. God, you can straight away, you can tell that it's chalkier. It's craft acrylic, obviously. Yes. So this is an opaque dark purple, basically, similar to the dioxazine purple, but in craft acrylic. That was one of the colours that was out of stock when I got my original set. That's nice, I like that. Okay, so the last thing I have, which I don't really know if I can show you, but we'll try, is we've got some mediums. So we've got heavy gel gloss medium, matte medium, and extender medium. So extender medium is just makes your acrylics flow better. So any of these thick oxide, not oxide, any of these thick opaque ones, if you want to make them thin down to a glaze, then you use extender medium. That won't do anything. I can't really demonstrate that. So we've got heavy gel medium gloss, which should be a student version, obviously, but similar to the golden. I mean, this is professional, but it should be similar to this, but this is matte. So soft gel, but this is gloss, and this is proper gloss. We'll come back to the matte medium. Actually, no, let's use the matte medium. Let's use the matte medium, because the first thing we'll do with matte medium, we don't mix it with our acrylics to get dark matte colours and take the sheen off things. No, first thing we do with matte medium is try to collage with it, right? So oh, it's got a nice finish. Well, it's not dry yet. Let's wait until it's dry before we make judgments on the sheen. So I'm just doing the first thing that all mixed media artists will do with a matte gel medium. And it flows nice. It feels like the transparent paints. It's easy to spread. It doesn't get sticky, which I like. I tend to use the Liquitex matte medium, and it's a similar viscosity. This is like, it's like really thick milk. Or single cream. This is the like single cream, and this is very similar. So that's one of the mediums. This is a gloss medium. So this should be a similar feel, similar texture, but glossy. It should dry glossy. So let's put it right next to the matte medium. Dog hairs. Let's put it right next to the matte medium. In fact, let's overlap it. Oh, it overlaps nicely with the matte medium. It goes on really smooth. That's very smooth. I like that. Not super glossy. Wet look, I would say. Check out Burt's Bees lip products. The pomegranate looks very similar to what I'm seeing on screen. Oh, okay. Is the intended... No. Let me finish the question. Is the intended purpose of matte medium to be an adhesive, or does it have another intended function? Yes. It's supposed to take a acrylic paint and make it matte. Just like taking an acrylic gloss medium will make it glossier. An extender medium will make it thinner. A heavy gel will make it thicker. But matte medium is used by collage artists and mixed media artists as a glue, because you can, it's like, matte medium is basically gesso without the talc. So there's no white in it, it's a clear version. In fact, I don't use clear gesso, because clear gesso is really gritty. I use matte medium because it's basically the same stuff, it just hasn't got the white stuff in it. So this is the heavy gel, and this feels okay. Where these feel like the transparent paints, this is thick and goopy. It's like the opaque paints. It still spreads really nicely, but it is like the opaque paints. And I'm getting brush tracks in it, whereas these smoothed out beautifully. They're completely flat. In fact, that one you'd never know, apart from a very slight satin sheen, you wouldn't know that had matte medium on. It looks like the surface of the paper. This is still a little tacky, but it is glossy, it's shiny. It's kind of a metallic finish almost. This one, I don't know if you can see on camera, but can you see how because it's thicker, you can see the brush strokes. So this is more for like adding textured gloss. I'm impressed with these. They seem quite nice. The gloss is nice. I like the regular gloss. Has evened itself out. It's self-leveling. Always a good thing. Whereas the heavy gloss has retained the brush strokes. So I like that. The matte is matte. It's got no sheen whatsoever. It's not dry yet. But oof! Oh yeah, that's stuck. It's not dry, but if I try and pull up the paper, it's... You know how jam jar labels, when you take the glossy bit off a jam jar label, the white is still stuck to the glass? It's doing that with the paper, which means it's sticking. So that's cool. That means I can use that as a collage element, which is good because I'm completely out of my soft gel. I'm almost out of my Liquitex. So I'll try this one, the matte medium, for a while and see how that goes. Oh, that's cool. Very nice. I like it. So, in general, pretty impressed with this line. This is the link to the online colour swatch of the entire line. Thank you. Oh, that's good of you, Risha. Thank you for that. Let me open that in a new tab, and then when I've finished the stream, I will put it in the link down below. Thank you, that's really useful. Obviously, again, it will look different on each monitor. You can't really tell what a colour is going to be until you've got it in front of you. You've used it and it's dry. When you've used it for its intended purpose and it's dry, then you know. So I'll have to double check the list and see. I'm sure there should be a darker red. I'm sure there should be a red that's more this colour. I can't imagine that they don't have a darker red. Although that said, that looks almost the same as that. That's very similar. But there isn't a darker red. Oh, that's cherry red. That's not alizarin crimson. I'm surprised, actually, that we don't have a crimson. Because this is alizarin crimson. This is the dark red we should be having. But again, it's Christmas red, isn't it? It's Santa's coat. Maybe it's on the second page and it was out of stock. I'll have to check. I will check what was out of stock. See that? That's Santa red. And that's what's missing from this set, is that Santa red. But other than that, see, those craft acrylics are perfectly fine to use. They spread the same way, they feel the same, they're just not mixable. You don't want to try and mix them. You can layer them, but you can't really mix them. Not to get... You can mix them on canvas to mix them together, or blend them together, but you can't take bright red and bright blue and get bright green. It won't work like that. You'll get a green, but it'll be muddy, and it won't be true green. Because you're not working with pigments, you're working with chemicals. So, again, I'm going to repeat my disclaimer. I'm not being paid for this review, but I am a DecoArt helping artist. When they have new products come out, or a new range, or whatever, they send me some. And these are now available in the UK, so these are the DecoArt Americana Premium Acrylic. I'm very excited to try mixing them together to see what happens. I like. That's it. That's all I've got for you. That was my massive unboxing. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, I'm not saying you should rush out and buy all these paints or anything like that. I'd never tell you. Well, unless it's really, really, really good and it's on offer. Like the Liquitex muted sets. You know, they're limited edition. They've only made so many. They're only making them for so long. If you want a set, get a set. I would say if you are in the market for upgrading from craft acrylics to student grade acrylics, these are a really good idea because they're not very expensive. And it's not a huge amount of paint either. Like the Graduate from De La Rowney. This is the Graduate from De La Rowney. This is what you get if you buy De La Rowney products. 120 millilitres. That's a lot of paint. Whereas these feel kind of hand-sized. They feel familiar. Because compared to the craft acrylics, you know, you could look at it and go, oh, it's a bit bigger than the craft acrylics that I'm used to. But actually, when you look at it, you go, oh, it's 2 fluid ounces, 2.5 fluid ounces. So there's a little bit more paint in this one. But it's comparable. It's hand-sized. It's not threatening. Whereas these things, you look at this and go, I'm never going to get through that much paint. This is a much more comfortable. And they've got a really good range. Hoping that they've got more reds and greens, caveat. They've got a really nice range of colours that you wouldn't need every single one of these colours. Absolutely. Until you're really painting well, you wouldn't need every single colour. In fact, you don't need every single colour anyway. Learn to mix colours. This is a much better idea. But there's enough range here, I think, that you could pick maybe 2. I would go for a light and a dark of the neutrals. My 2 favourite blues. My 2 favourite yellows. My 2 favourite red oranges. Red orange pinks, the royal purple, and that beautiful emerald green. Everything else you can mix. So always go for favourite colours if you can. So for me, I'm very pleased that there's a whole load of blues because I love blue. I could paint in just blue quite happily. But now I see that there's a lot more orange, red, pink. It does look a little bit more balanced. Assuming that they've got that red. Without that dark red, it's not quite there. It needs the dark red. So hopefully they've got like an alizarin crimson or something. So, thank you to DecoArt for sending me a huge box of paints to play with. I do use these in my classes, and provided they work, I usually recommend them. Definitely saying that the mediums are working. Those mediums are really nice. The glossy one is not quite as glossy. It's more, the regular gloss is more of a satin sheen, but it's really nice. It's subtle. Whereas the heavy gel gloss, you can see it's really glossy. That's very glossy, whereas this one is just not matte. It's more of a satin, I would have said. But the matte is very matte. I like that, and you can't feel it or anything. It just feels like the regular paper. So I'm going to give the mediums a yes. The paint colours a yes, with the caveat about the red and green. The metallics are definitely a yes. Look how beautiful those metallics look now they've dried. I like the fact that some are very transparent and some are very opaque, and most of them are kind of in between. And I'm looking forward to mixing some and seeing what I can get. Because if you know colour theory, as Alan says, even more nice colours. Okay, that's it. I have to go and take a break for lunch, and then I'm going to be teaching later in 50 minutes technically, but I might be a bit late. Guys, I might be a bit late. It might not be 4, it might be 4:30, because I need to eat lunch. Thanks for joining me. Day 15 of Vlogmas down. 9 days to go. Woohoo! Tomorrow, it's Sunday. I don't work on Sundays, and therefore we will be doing a nice quiet journal with me. Christmas music, Christmas journals, bring your journals along, that kind of thing. Have a coffee, glass of wine, whatever it is that floats your boat on a Sunday afternoon. That's what we're going to do. Don't know how long for, but it'll be somewhere between an hour and 3 hours. You know what I'm like. Okay, thanks for joining me. See you tomorrow. Bye.